have 2 losses. A fighter never think about lose.
He's significantly bigger than anyone you fought before, and he's one of the all-time greats. You're not going to feel apprehensive when you get in that ring against him?
Fear? No.
I will for you, and I'm not even you.
That's cool.
But can you accept he's better than you at anything or not?
No, because he ain't proven it yet.
We're gonna find out September 13th. That's why we are here, to see who's the best.
We're gonna give the fans a show, for sure, because it don't take a big...
Because we are 2 fighters. We are 2 fighters, but we are true fighters. True, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. We want to put a great fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September we will have one of the greatest fights ever happen in.
As news of their fight being officially confirmed went viral, Crawford and Canelo created a buzz online after a fiery exchange during Piers Morgan's interview. The interview had been planned for weeks to coincide with the official announcement of the fight, so the 2 fighters sat before the host as he posed questions to them.
2 greats in the last era. It's gonna be big.
What does it do to your 2 legacies?
Sometimes people talk shit a lot, and when they stay in the ring, they do nothing.
You know, a win against Canelo Alvarez put me, you know, on Mount Rushmore.
It started off smoothly, but they broke their promise not to engage in trash talk. And things escalated when Piers Morgan asked Terence Crawford if he had considered the chance of losing his undefeated record to Canelo Alvarez. Crawford responded, "I've never considered that because it's not possible. I'm winning, and that's all I'm preparing for. No one I face in the ring can defeat me."
I am sure.
And fists up. Terence, good. Excellent. Great. Wonderful.
This seemed to suggest to Canelo that Crawford was underestimating him, which made him respond angrily, "Don't disrespect me, idiot. I can do what no one has done to you before. I'm built differently." Whether Canelo is built differently or not will only be known after their fight in September. However, things calmed down a bit, and in an attempt to get back at Crawford, Canelo trolled him in his next response when asked what he was preparing for, especially against Crawford's unique skills that could pose a threat.
I don't really care.
Everything is riding on this one moment.
Who's going to win? Really? Are you 100% certain you're going to win? Do you believe you're going to win?
I believe 100% I'm gonna win.
100%?
100%.
Could you kill me with your bare hands?
How old are you?
I'm 60.
You going?
He claimed that Crawford had nothing to offer, adding that throughout his career, he's faced bigger fighters, smaller fighters, faster ones, heavy punchers, and even track athletes. Crawford, according to Canelo, brought nothing different to the table. After the interview ended, they began whispering insults to each other, growing more heated until Canelo Alvarez was on the verge of throwing a punch. Fortunately, security intervened, but Canelo didn't stop there.
Let me see. Yeah, that's good. What is it? Big guy fighting. No, that's not fighting. Fighting ain't even in the definition of boxing. What is boxing?
In response to the upcoming fight, Canelo Alvarez showed his confidence on social media, stating, "He's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo." This remark emphasizes his belief in his own superiority and sets the stage for a high-stakes showdown. On the other hand, Terence Crawford faces the challenge of moving up 2 weight classes to face Canelo. While Crawford has proven his adaptability and skill in previous fights, the significant weight difference could affect his performance.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, been largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud. Good luck on September 12th.
Thank you.
Nonetheless, Crawford remains determined, aiming to prove himself against the formidable Mexican champion in what is set to be boxing's most eagerly anticipated fight in years. The long-rumored showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford will take place on September 13th in Las Vegas and will be streamed globally on Netflix, organizers confirmed on Tuesday. The summit meeting will pit two of the most accomplished pound-for-pound fighters of the past decade in a cross-divisional clash with generational implications. Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion who has held titles between 154 lbs and 175 lbs, will defend his crown against Crawford, the unbeaten four-weight title holder from 135 lbs to 154 lbs. Crawford will move up 2 weight classes to challenge the Mexican superstar in what has already been billed as the fight of the century. The venue has yet to be finalized, though Allegiant Stadium, the 71,835-seat home of the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders, is understood to be the top choice. The date conflicts with a scheduled UNLV college football game against Idaho State, but sources familiar with discussions say talks are underway to move the UNLV game to a different site or reschedule it entirely.
And what about moving up in divisions for Terence Crawford and Canelo? Are you concerned about that? I know you're not a big fan of fighters moving up.
I don't know. I mean, these are two guys that have accomplished a lot. You know, it's one of what you would call a super fight. And I do super fights, so.
Who do you feel wins?
I don't know. I don't know.
Will you be in attendance? Will you be there?
Probably. More than likely, yes.
Tina, is this going to be your first fight with TKO? There's a lot of rumors. Turkey said the other day that
T-Mobile Arena, where Alvarez has headlined some of his most memorable nights, and where Crawford dominated Errol Spence Jr. in a welterweight title unification fight in 2023, remains a backup option. The event will be promoted by Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season in collaboration with Ultimate Fighting Championship President Dana White, a confidant of Donald Trump, and the Saudi entertainment company Sela. This marks White's debut in boxing and highlights the growing influence of the kingdom over the sport's major events. On September 13th, Canelo and Crawford, two boxing legends, will face off in what is being billed as the fight of the century, according to Turki Al-Sheikh, chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and president of the Saudi Boxing Federation.
What?
Crawford versus Canelo.
Well, listen, my model is way different. Turkey has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up, like we did the UFC. So I'm on a different path.
What's something that would surprise the boxing fans with this new deal? You're coming in hot. Turkey says he wants to crush the competition. How do you approach?
Together with Dana White and Sela, we will deliver something truly extraordinary in Las Vegas for fans worldwide to enjoy through Netflix. Crawford, with a perfect 41-0 record and 31 knockouts, has already made history as the first male fighter to claim undisputed championships in 2 weight classes in the 4-belt era, doing so at 140 LEBs and 147 LEOBs. In his most recent fight in August, the Omaha native defeated Israel Madrimov to secure the World Boxing Association Junior Middleweight title, making Tuesday's announcement even more remarkable. He will now leap directly to 168 lbs to face Alvarez without a warm-up fight. "My perfect record speaks for itself," Crawford said. "I am the best fighter in the world, and regardless of the opponent or weight class, I have always come out on top. On September 13th, my hand will be raised once again as the world witnesses greatness."
I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just
Don't do
Obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not. Kovalev.
Kovalev
We have to
was
respect
older.
the power of Canelo.
And he
Billy Joe.
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me.
Alvarez, with a record of 62-2 and 39 knockouts, is coming off a dominant yet uneventful unanimous decision victory over William Skull in May, a fight held in Riyadh as part of his reported $400 million four-fight deal with Riyadh Season. This agreement allowed for one fight to take place outside Saudi Arabia, and Alvarez has chosen to return to Las Vegas, where his fan base traditionally shows up in large numbers. I'm super happy to be making history again, and this time on a Riyadh Season card that will be broadcast on Netflix, said Alvarez, who has won 6 straight fights since his surprise loss in a failed challenge for Dmitry Bivol's light heavyweight title in 2022. On September 13th, I'm ready to show once again that I am the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo though?
It's a tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Crawford attended the Skull fight, where September's bout was publicly hinted at in the ring. Despite concerns about their ages, Alvarez will turn 35 next month, and Crawford will be 38 in September. Both fighters remain among the elite talents in their sport. Turkey wants to make the biggest fights that the fans want to see in boxing, and this is right up my alley, said White, who is launching his own boxing imprint under the UFC's TKO umbrella. Are you kidding me? The first boxing fight I'm going to promote is Canelo versus Crawford. It's literally a once-in-a-lifetime fight. A 3-city press tour is planned for later this month to build excitement for an event that is sure to capture widespread public attention. The fighters will be in Riyadh on June 20th, then travel to New York on June 22nd, before concluding in Las Vegas on June 27th.
That's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Go to decision as a...
While both fighters have shown glimpses of vulnerability in their recent performances, Alvarez cruised but appeared flat in his win over Skull, while Crawford had to mount a late rally to edge Madrimov. The significance of their matchup remains undiminished. A win for Alvarez would solidify his legacy as the face of this boxing era, while a victory for Crawford would arguably establish him as the most versatile boxer in recent history. One man who has been vocal about the upcoming mega fight is 6-time world champion turned promoter Oscar De La Hoya, who promoted the Mexican icon during the early stages of his career. After initially backing Crawford, claiming he could beat Canelo anytime, De La Hoya has now reversed his stance on that prediction.
So Oscar, you're not feeling Canelo Crawford? You're not feeling Canelo Crawford?
I like it. I actually like the fight. I like the fight. I'm just saying, like, you know, reality is both guys are 38 years old. I mean, or 35, 38. But I like the fight.
In an interview with Brian Mazik, the Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya stated that he believes Canelo will prevail against the 37-year-old switch hitter when they meet in September, citing the size factor. If Crawford can do it, Jesus Lord, I mean, give this man the title of being the greatest ever, but I just don't see it. Canelo is a big puncher, yeah, he walks on quicksand, and that's one thing Crawford can use against him. But the pressure of the heavier guy, Canelo will be 200 lbs in that ring. It's a tough fight. But look, I give all the credit to Crawford. If he pulls it off, he'll be the messiah of fighters. Should Crawford defeat Canelo, he would become the first male boxer in history to win the undisputed championship in 3 separate weight classes. However, the 37-year-old from Omaha is facing what is undoubtedly the toughest challenge of his illustrious professional career.
In the history of boxing, and this is the facts. Let's get it. If you see Thursdays, Fact Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not.
As the boxing world eagerly anticipates the showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford on September 13th, 2025, legendary former champion Roy Jones Jr. has shared his insights. Speaking at the International Boxing Hall of Fame ceremony in Canastota, New York, Jones emphasized that the outcome of the fight hinges on one crucial factor: the type of fight Canelo chooses to engage in. Jones believes that Canelo's strategy will be the determining element in the bout. That's a good fight. The results depend on the type of fight Canelo fights, he stated. This highlights the significance of Canelo's game plan and how it aligns with Crawford's strengths.
Hey, sorry, we'd be wrong, Roy, to not ask you. It's a hot topic right now, just switching gears. Bud, Canelo, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right.
Canelo's recent performance against William Skull raised questions about his adaptability. Despite securing a unanimous decision, Canelo struggled to land significant punches due to Skull's lateral movement. If Canelo uses a similar approach against Crawford, who is known for his slick switch-hitting style, he may find it challenging to impose his will. On the other hand, adopting a more aggressive strategy could allow Canelo to leverage his power and potentially end the fight. As the fight date approaches, the boxing community remains divided on the potential outcome. Roy Jones Jr.'s insight serves as a reminder that in boxing, strategy and execution are paramount.
Fight, it's gonna be a tough one. So right now, I think it go be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that's in the weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. If you get to the weight limit, because there is a weight limit, get to the weight limit.
Canelo Alvarez's ability to adapt his approach to counter Crawford's style could be the key to victory. Conversely, Crawford's resilience and adaptability may allow him to overcome the challenges posed by the weight difference and Canelo's power. Ultimately, the fight promises to be a compelling clash of styles, with the victor potentially solidifying their legacy in the sport. One man who has had first-hand experience in preparing a fighter to face the Mexican icon is Abel Sanchez, who coached Gennady Golovkin in 2 of his bouts against Canelo in 2017 and 2018, respectively.
I think it's a ridiculous fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. I think that look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight. But as the fight goes on, Canelo's going to start pounding on him, and I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round.
Are you really figuring?
Longtime boxing trainer Abel Sanchez spoke to Fight Hub TV, sharing his perspective on several potential upcoming fights, including the much-anticipated Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford showdown. Sanchez explained why he believes Canelo Alvarez is too much for Crawford, saying, "Come on, I think it's a ridiculous fight myself. I think Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. Look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while, Crawford's hand speed. Just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight. But as the fight goes on, Canelo is going to start pounding on him." I think the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round. I think anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the foot speed and the hand speed, and Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. When he fought Madrimov in his last fight, it showed us that weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains or how much he does to try to get up to that level, 168 is going to make a difference.
Because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54 when he fought Madrimov in his last fight showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level.
Abel Sanchez continued his analysis of the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, explaining why he believes Crawford is outmatched by Canelo's size and strength. He argued, "It's a ridiculous fight because I said it a while ago. Crawford is a great fighter, but he's been the same fighter from 135 to 147. He's still the same fighter. He hasn't changed anything to make him viable at the bigger weights, but Canelo has. Crawford hasn't been destroying his opponents. He destroyed one who was a shell of his former self, but Canelo is destroying everybody. That he fights, destroying them, but Crawford's not. Yes, it's a good money fight, but not a real fight." On the topic of Virgil Ortiz, Sanchez added that Ortiz has expressed a desire to fight Crawford should Crawford move back down to 154 pounds. Ortiz, the 27-year-old fan favorite, predicted a clear victory for Canelo, stating, "Just to keep it real, I think he's too small. Yeah, I know he just weighed in at 180 right now, but just putting on the weight and actually belonging to that weight are two different things."
What's been going on, Terrence? Talk to us for a little bit.
I got somewhere to go, man.
Yeah. Can we follow you for just the time being?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys supposed to do interviews over there?
Yep. Terrence, I like the way
Don't talk to him.
Mario, don't I got an interview with you?
They haven't told me that. I would love to have an interview. I haven't had an interview with you, a proper interview, in a year and a half.
What's up, man? What you
What's
got?
up, bro?
Don't get the cold, man.
Yeah. Your move up to 154, how much stronger are you feeling? How much better are you feeling at 54?
I feel great. I feel strong. I feel motivated. You know, I'm just ready to go out here and do my thing.
Yeah. Terrence, tell us about that back and forth with Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, you look a little heated there.
I ain't heated.
No?
Eddie just be throwing rocks and just saying anything that comes to his mind to make himself sound, I don't know.
Virgil Ortiz further explained his prediction for the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, stating, "I would understand if he fought someone of less caliber, but it's Canelo we're talking about. That dude is good. He's been boxing for a long time. I think it's going to be a very clear win for Canelo." He went on to say, "Crawford gets hit, and he cannot afford to do that against someone like Canelo. I know I'm going to get some hate for saying this, but Crawford gets hit. He does. He gets hit like everybody else. Sometimes he gets hit clean. If you get hit clean by Canelo, that's not good. It's really not good. Whoever you are,